let me introduce you to the next speaker on the agenda, Aynsley Pete. He's e-commerce director at home furnishings brand Cox Cox. In a career spanning more than 20 years, he's worked with all the big platforms, all of the partners, every technology, you name it, he's seen it, he's done it. Now, homeware saw high demand during the pandemic, but that alone is not a guarantee of success. So let's all listen to some of the secrets behind Cox Cox's rapid growth story over the past 12 months. Over to you, Aynsley.
Thank you, Joseph, for the introduction, and welcome everyone to my talk today on taking beautiful homes digital. Just a journey really of Cox Cox, our growth over the last 2 years, really about what we've done in terms of technology and what we're currently doing and what we're also planning to do. So my name is Aynsley Pete. Just a brief intro about me, really. I've been working 20 years online. I've worked on Hybris, Demandware, Salesforce Commerce Cloud, and most recently at Cox Cox, Magento 1 and Magento 2. So a bit about Cox Cox, a company profile and history. Cox Cox were based in Frome, Somerset. We're a homeware business with typically 3,000 to 5,000 SKUs with a lot of seasonality. So throughout the year, we're always selling kind of lighting, mirrors, soft furnishings and furniture. And kind of spring, summer, we sell outdoor furniture, outdoor products. Then autumn, winter, we start to sell Christmas trees. And believe it or not, in less than 3 or 4 weeks' time, we'll be selling Christmas tree decorations. And I, for one, can't wait to start selling Christmas tree decorations in August. So it's always an interesting start to the season for us when we start to sell Christmas products. In terms of the business, we're a pure play e-commerce. We use mail order catalogs to drive online orders. We'll talk about a bit more later about our kind of mail order catalogs. As a business, we're now 140 full-time staff. Over the last year, we've grown dramatically in terms of our staff numbers. And as we'll look at a bit later as well, as Joseph highlighted, really, we're homeware, we're pure e-commerce. So we've had some good revenue growth over the last 2 years. And just kind of to get started, really, people often present the data at the end of the show, kind of the talk, but I thought I'd do it a bit differently today. So hopefully, we can start to see the revenue, what we've seen in terms of performance, and then look at how we've actually achieved this. But before I do this, I'm just going to rewind back to 2017. It's a day I'll never forget, really. Back in August, we went live with all of our technology. So we ripped out all of our technology overnight. It was an easy decision for us to go from Magento 1 to Magento 2. I did briefly consider Hybris and Demandware Salesforce Commerce Cloud, but really for us, Magento 2 was the right consideration. And we've now been with Magento 2 since 2017, and we've just renewed again. So obviously, we're very happy with Magento 2. We also had to replace our ERP system. So we used NetSuite, and we did look at Microsoft Dynamics Nav, but NetSuite was just the right decision for us. Then we use patchwork connectors to connect Magento 2 and NetSuite. So that's order syncs going from Magento 2 to NetSuite, and NetSuite bringing over stock, SKU, product information. And finally, the final piece of the integration was Ware Systems WMS, so a new WMS management system to manage the pick, pack, dispatch of all of our orders. And that day, I'll never forget. I think it really aged me. But the important thing was, we did all this within a 9-month project, but without doing this kind of major upheaval of all of our technology, I think it would have been difficult for us to manage the growth that we've seen. In reality, really, the technology is just held up without us having to do too many changes over the course of the last 3 or 4 years. Okay, so now some of the data that we've seen over Cox Cox. I think it's fairly true for a lot of homeware businesses and certainly a lot of online businesses. 1920, we saw tremendous user growth. So we were seeing 120% uplift in terms of users, 114% uplift in terms of sessions, 100% uplift in terms of page views. It has slowed down for us when I'm looking at the 20 to 21 half year. So users are still going up. Obviously we're very, very happy with 45% user increases, 46% in terms of sessions, page views, but it is just slowing. But importantly, when I look at this next slide, the revenue is not slowing down. So for 1920, we saw a year-on-year increase in revenue of 70%. But across the first 6 months of this year, we've seen revenue continue to rise, and we're seeing 120% uplift in terms of online revenue. Conversion rate is more or less, it's quite flat. But bear in mind, we've added in 120% extra visitors to the website. We're obviously very, very happy with the website conversion rate. Number of transactions is going up. Obviously, the website revenue is going up. And interesting for us as well, the AOV is going up. I think that's primarily due to we're selling a lot more outdoor furniture. We're selling a lot more furniture features, which do typically come with a higher price point. But what I'm really excited about is mobile performance. Mobile revenue for us is continuing to rise. So 19 and 20, we had a 75% uplift in mobile revenue, but this year alone, we're seeing 123% uplift in terms of mobile revenue. Mobile users, we've gone 150%, 19 and 20, and that's growing quite nicely at 63%. But the key stat for me is mobile usage share. I think we're probably fairly typical of most e-commerce businesses. We've gone from 2020, 63% of our users using a mobile device. And in 2021, we're seeing 67% of our users use a mobile device. Interesting as well, in peak kind of months where we maybe sell more Christmas products, so kind of lighter AOVs, we're seeing over 50% of our revenue come from mobile devices. And this is really exciting for us, really. So we're really, really focusing in terms of mobile design, mobile navigation, and mobile ease of checkout. And kind of a final piece really in terms of what we're seeing overall is the overall trends. Social media has been huge for us over the last 12 months. We've added 124,000 followers on Instagram. So we're now at 375 Instagram followers. Facebook is a lesser kind of a growth area for us, but we're up 25% year on year from Facebook. And we're now at 152,000 followers. Just a kind of a flavor of what we do really in terms of Instagram posts. We've launched a kids collection. When we do new product ranges, new launches, we often promote them and it just gets great traction. So we had over 13,000 engagements. As a new product, we launched Paint just because we were in a position to do so. Paint has had over 11,000 engagements as well. In terms of the buying team as well, we're often buying products specifically with Instagram, social media in mind. In the example here, we have kind of the bell tent. We expect to sell them, but we don't expect to sell, hundreds of these items. But when we post on social media, the engagement is really strong. So we're often buying products, and Instagram, social media is at the forefront of a lot of our marketing activity. What I think is really compelling and it's really exciting for us as a business, we're seeing some major demographic changes. Previously, I would have bet my mortgage that I would say our customer is female. They're in the age group 35 to 44. But over the last year, this has dramatically changed. So we're seeing now that the age group 25 to 34 is our most popular age group, 160% uplift in terms of users in this age group. But what's really exciting is we're seeing a 400% uplift in terms of age group 18 to 24. So we've got a lot more younger audience coming to our website. And this is really exciting for us. And also, conversely, we're seeing an increase in terms of the age group 65 plus as well. So we've now got 120% uplift in terms of older users coming to the Cox Cox website. We feel that this is being driven by the pandemic, really. People are working from home. People are spending more time in their homes. People are kind of commuting less and less. So really, pandemic has driven social media, potentially changing the demographic. But also, what our buying products is changing in the buying cycle as well. So we're really excited about using Instagram, using mobile, and people working from home. Now in this section, really, I'm going to talk about what have Cox Cox done to leverage growth. Marketing activities, to be honest, we didn't do a lot really. As soon as the pandemic broke in March 2020 in the UK, we continued to continue with our digital marketing. The first couple of weeks of activity, we did see a decline in terms of revenue. So we were a bit nervous about what we were going to see over the course of 2020. But we didn't cancel any of our marketing plans. We didn't cancel any of our actions. We kind of held firm. Then, once we saw our revenue was in a position to grow, we accelerated. We increased our spends in terms of Google Ads, Google paid search, SEO. We continue to focus on product imagery. We have our own photo studio. We've added in maybe 3 or 4 stylists, photo people working on the imagery of a product. So for our website, we want to make the images as compelling as possible, and that works really well with the catalogs and social media and obviously people viewing products that they could visualize inside their homes. In print area, that's certainly a growth area for us as well. The trend was that people moved online, but we also, to grow online, we were expanding our print catalogs. So we went from 8 catalogs to 9 print catalogs. We're doing a lot more testing in terms of segmentation of what customers get what catalogs, the number of pages in a catalog. And this is just really growing our online business. So an area for us to watch and an area for us to focus in. Personalization, the team at Cox Cox who work on the e-commerce team are doing great jobs in terms of personalization. And we use Nosto for personalizing across the Cox Cox website. We're fairly typical, but this is not going to be unique for everyone, really. I'm sure everyone's going to be familiar with this. We have personalization across products, across the homepage, product listing page, product detail page, add to basket. On add to basket, we just obviously testing quite a lot in terms of similar products. But what we find works well for us is previously viewed products. So the basket is an area for us to really focus in terms of personalization. We're testing complete the look, complete the set. So in this example here, we just got a screenshot of complete the set. So customers can add products to a product they've got that they're viewing already. Regular A/B test. Every kind of week, every 2 weeks, we're running A/B tests. We just put one live yesterday. So we're just looking at a new homepage slider. So we're comparing a more visual image of a banner with an image with more text. So we're always running A/B tests, and this is an area for us to understand, to see how we can improve conversion rates, improve click-through rates. Promo code personalization. So for our customers, if they're a repeat customer, we can give them a different promo code. A new customer, we can give them a different promo code. So we're using our personalization to really drive and deliver orders via personalization. Content and content block personalization. So an area we're growing into. I think there's a lot more for us to do here. This is what's really exciting. So we're delivering personalized content on homepages, category pages. So over time, really, I think we'll be doing a lot more. If you've got an affinity for lighting, we'll make the homepage purely about lighting. If you've got an affinity for mirrors, the homepage will feature mirrors a lot as well. So a lot for us to learn and a lot for us to test and analyze. But it's really an exciting area. Site search. It's a continued area of focus for us. We've been using Clevu. We use Clevu for 3 years. We invest a lot in terms of the design of the search. So we're always looking at the design of the search. And I think, we're fairly typical again, that a user who uses the site search is 4 times as likely to convert. So we're trying to get people into the Cox Cox website. Then when they're in the Cox Cox website, we're trying to get them to use the site search to hopefully improve conversions. Just an example, a couple of quick wins that we've done for the last couple of months, really. We've added exposed the site search on mobile. Previously it was a magnifying glass, so we just wanted to expose it. So now when you come to the Cox Cox website on mobile, the site search is exposed. And our target benchmark here was previously only 10% of users were using the site search on mobile. Now this is at 12%, but we want to get this to 15%, which is what we see on desktop. So we're really just looking to engage users as much as possible with search, because once we have them searching, we're hopefully in a better position to get them to convert. New payment options. We added Klarna in April 2020. Seamless integration, same as ClearPay. We can get these modules live within 2 weeks or so in terms of end-to-end testing and live. So Klarna went live in April 2020. ClearPay went live in May 2021. From our customers, we're seeing a good uptake in terms of Klarna and ClearPay. And we think it just gives customers different payment options. We're fairly typical. We have credit card payments. We have PayPal, and now we've added in Klarna and ClearPay. So just an area for us to constantly revise and fine tune. But what we like about these payment options is the ease of the checkout for our customers. Customers can have Klarna accounts, ClearPay accounts. They can come into the Cox Cox website and check out quite quickly and efficiently as possible. Shoppable banners. Often on the product listing pages, we would have banners and customers wouldn't really know what these products were or how to find these products. So they would often call into the customer service team or email in, I love this product you're featuring, but I just can't find it. So it's a challenge. We have furniture, we can have 700 products. So what we've done this year, we've enabled shoppable banners. In the example here, the bedroom, you can just click on the plus sign and it would take you directly, it would highlight the product's name, the product's price, then you can click through to the product as well. So what we're trying to do really is just enable shoppers to kind of been able to shop from a banner. We think it looks nice. We like the functionality. It's an area for us to test, but we've started to roll this out across the Cox Cox website, across our key categories. In December of last year, 2020, we launched the Room Builder. We realized that obviously customers weren't going into stores, so we wanted to have an ability for customers to build a room where they can add in Cox Cox products. And in this room, they can add in sofas, kind of indoor products, cushions, seating, footstools, add in storage, lighting, wall mirrors. And then customers can actually add and build a room as well. We've added in paint, so Cox Cox customers can choose a Cox Cox paint, add in by dimensions, just so they can start to style a room. So we promote this across the website. We've done it in social media competitions where we choose the best styled room, and that customer would win £300, £500 worth of Cox Cox vouchers. So we just think it's a great way of building rooms, getting customers to add items to a room, and hopefully then add items to the basket and then check out as well.
It's just incredible.
We've also done a lot of work in terms of 3D models and AR. It's a new area for us. On selected product ranges, we've rolled out 3D models and AR. Our aim here is to increase sales. What we're looking to do is also reduce calls into the contact center. So we're trying to add in dimensions in this armchair. You can see the dimensions across the image. You have the image scrolling. So we're just aiming to reduce returns and aiming to reduce calls into the contact center. In terms of what we can do with 3D models and AR, to be honest, I don't really know. I think it's an area for us to continue to focus and evolve. The AR enables you to view the product inside the room. So hopefully customers can just click on the product detail page, select the AR, view the product in their room. We're testing it across print catalogs. So we've added in QR codes on our print catalog. So a customer can have a print catalog, just scan the QR code, then view the product in their room. But I think this is a really exciting area for us. We are looking at potentially building a AR for Christmas trees. And to be honest, who knows where we'll be taking AR in the future. So a really exciting area for us. Kind of website categorization. Again, as part of our business growth, we've added in maybe 2,000-3,000 SKUs. So we realize really that we do need to look at how we categorize our website, because our categorization of our website was probably best suited for maybe 2 years ago. So with our SI, the Pixel, we completed a card sorting project where we ran it with Cox Cox internal staff, and we also ran it with our customers. So we just wanted to see how they would categorize our website and how they would categorize our products. So the stage we're at now, we're just reviewing the new navigation with our SEO agency. We're going to meet tomorrow with the internal stakeholders at Cox Cox. And then our plan is to implement this new structure later on in the year. And another area of us really is for constant focus is website design and layout improvements. We didn't want to go with the big bang approach really, where we would work on a major redesign. We think that would be time consuming. We think that would just make it a long project. So we've been working on website refreshes with our own internal teams where we can update PLP pages, home pages with fresh designs. But we're working with the SI really to improve the design, improve the layout. So we'll be using a new style guide. We'll be improving areas of the checkout. And then we'll systematically work through the website where we'll be looking at the PDP, the PLP, and probably finally we'll come back to the homepage. Kind of the final section for me really was to kind of highlight some of the business challenges over the last 18 months. Obviously, it's very positive for us. We've got the increase in revenue. Obviously, we're very, very grateful and we're very happy about that as a business. But it does bring in challenges. The key one for me really was warehouse space. We're based in Froome, Somerset, and we've had to really dramatically increase our warehousing space. But it's not so simple as that really. How do we find warehouse space? We looked at 3PL options. So it was a big, big challenge for us. And I'm pleased to say over the last month or so, we've just moved into a new warehouse, which we were able to find in our locality. But I think it was a tremendous challenge for businesses to find warehouse space at present. But obviously that's a positive because it shows that there is a boom in e-commerce stock. I think that was a major challenge for us. We had a perfect storm really with COVID-19, then Brexit, people stockpiling stock. Then we had container pricing, major increases in terms of pricing, then delays in the Suez Canal. So for us, getting stock in, getting stock out is a big challenge, and something that I think we're going to continue to see for the remainder of this year. And I think that will possibly roll into 2022. I think there's a lot in the press about potential delays for Christmas products, Christmas items. And obviously, the pricing of shipping containers hasn't gone down as people were projecting. So that's a big challenge. Customer service. I think this is it is to be expected. We've increased our revenue. So we've seen a big increase in terms of customer service demand. So that's to be expected as a business, but nevertheless, it is a challenge. So we've had to increase our customer service support. We've kind of working on automation and AR in terms of customer feedback, customer chats. But that's an area of continued focus for us really, and I think we're going to feel this a lot more as we come into peak season in November. I think there will be some big demands in terms of customer service, in terms of where's my order, or the stocks potentially being delayed. And finally, this is again a positive really, but it has been a challenge. New staff, we've added 17 staff really into the business over the last year, so this will be an area for us. Hopefully we can continue to grow, continue to add new staff, but working from home. And we'll just add some challenges to us, but this is a nice challenge to have. The final section for me really is tips and lessons learned. I think it's to, excuse my dog barking in the background, a bit of a heckle there. To be dynamic. I realize that's easy to say, but try to be flexible with marketing and website changes. I think this is really important. Build strong relationships with suppliers. I think, we have a strong relationship with the Pixel. We also have strong relationships with Nosto, Clevu, our hosting company. So build a level of trust, build a level of support, and it will just enable your business to grow. Use best of breed technologies where possible. Get the technologies to work for you. We're finding great results from the site search, from the personalization. So continue to invest in that element. And the final one really is to test. I think you can only gain kind of learnings by testing your website, testing your content, testing your creative, testing your marketing strategies. So thank you everyone for attending my talk, and I really appreciate that. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask the questions now. But if I can help any further, please feel free to connect on LinkedIn. We can hold an online call or email. So thank you for attending. Thank you very much.
Oh, Aynsley, that's been absolutely brilliant to listen to. It's just honestly the breadth and depth of what you've been doing over Cox Cox is incredible to hear about. We do actually have loads of questions from the audience, plus a few of my own, because frankly, it was intriguing for me to watch along. So I'll try and work through them. We'll try and get through a bit of pace. I was really interested when you we're talking about the kind of impact that Instagram, that social media is having there. Is your buying team selecting stuff now, knowing that it could be a hit on social media for you?
Yeah, definitely, Joseph. Yeah, we bought several products that we just thought would be a big bang on Instagram. Yeah, there's products, just to name a few, like bell tents. We realized that we can put amazing imagery of these products onto Instagram, and we find they get a very positive feedback in terms of Instagram. What we also see as well, that users who use Instagram will then use the site search. So typically, if we use a promotion on Instagram, the viewer will come into the Cox Cox website and run a site search. So we see that quite often as well, where when we do advertisements with the Sunday Times, if we feature a product, the user will come in and use the site search. So we feel there's a strong area there between Instagram, press, and then coming in and using the technologies from the AI of the search and the AI of the personalization.
So there's a big thing there of looking at the end-to-end customer experience and finding those potential the baton passers, if you like, where one medium has to connect with the other, and trying to smooth that out. That's seems to be a thing that you really focused on there.
Yeah, we're really focused on that. Yeah, every week when we hold our trade meetings, we like to highlight examples of what we've seen over the last week, and potentially how we can improve this, the user journey from Instagram, from mobile,
Yeah.
onto the checkout and onto the conversions.
Mm. And just sticking quickly with social media, are you also taking user-generated content and bringing that in as like an additional source of inspiration as well?
Yeah, we're on a journey there, Joseph. Yeah, so we do we have like a style notes section of the Cox Cox website where we collect images from our customers and we promote them on the style notes section of the Cox Cox website. But we are in the process of we use Yotpo, so we will be using UGC across the website a lot more, really, certainly on the home pages and certainly into the product detail pages. We think customers like to see Cox Cox products in other customers' homes. So yeah, this will be an area for us to focus on the remainder of this year.
Absolutely. Being able to see some of that, more of that context of use is so vital for people, being able to picture it, even with a cool tool like the room builder. Sometimes people need to see the space a little bit, don't they?
Yeah, it gives a lot of kind of credit, doesn't it, to the purchasers and how they can see it styled in people's homes. Yeah,
absolutely. At the end, you made that point about the importance of testing, of iteration, of learning there. It seems like you're testing across a lot of the site, and for a lot of people, it can be really challenging just getting one or two tests going. I'm just interested to know, what are you using to run your A/B tests? And also, what's maybe been the key thing you've got right to keep that kind of cycle, keep that workflow going?
Yeah, so I think the first one we're using really is a big A/B tester for us is Nosto. So we're testing the personalization programs. We're testing the personalization of the layouts across the product detail pages, product listing pages. The example we just put live on the homepage today is the banner. So Nosto is delivering a lot of the A/B testing for us. Clevu as well, we do A/B testing in terms of the site search. In analysis, really, we're using Hotjar and Google Analytics. And quite often, the CEO is very, open and just says, just put things live, just test. If you don't get it right, just understand, how you can improve it further down the line as well. So, the team we have in the e-commerce team, we're always open to test and trial new ideas. We hold regular weekly meetings where we're just talking through ideas, often just brainstorming. Then over the coming weeks, we'll start to action our A/B test and our updates.
So it sounds like there's a big cultural transformation that has to go with the technical one, because it's no good having the technology if you're not then willing to take the risk, as you say, Aynsley.
Yeah, I think that's paramount, really, is to install the technology, have trust in the technology, and then for your own staff to start to utilize the technology. But also as well, I think the final point on that present on the slide really was to build relationships. So we have good relationships with our providers, so we can get insights from them, what other customers are doing, what other retailers are doing, really. And it's just all about learning, isn't it, really? And I think if you don't try these campaigns, you're not really learning, are you? So we're always open to trial and test.
I've probably got time just to ask kind of one more question. You showed, the shoppable banners, you showed the kind of room building. These are, quite advanced, I'm guessing, kind of bespoke pieces of work there. I don't imagine that they're just it's a third-party turnkey thing for some of that. They seem it's big bets for people to put on their roadmap. Have you seen good results from those kind of things, or is it maybe just one of those things where you're not necessarily looking for a result, you just know it's a good part of the mix of the customer experience?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think it's a good part of the mix, really. To be honest, most of the AR and the room builders, it's fairly easy to implement. The pricing, I think you can look around for pricing, but it is fairly easy to integrate. And we are just looking at results, but it is really hard to qualify. If a person builds a room, how are they checking out into our checkouts? But we just feel it's a mix, really. Again, we promote the AR via print, via social media. The room builders we're promoting via print. So we just feel it's all part of our marketing mix and customer strategy.
Exactly. It doesn't necessarily have to be a sales tool. It can be just that marketing tool. That's something cool to talk about to get people in the door to begin with.
Yes.
Yeah,
very
cool.
much so.
Well, Aynsley, I'm just going to leave it there. I just want to say thanks again for a really, really insightful talk and for taking the time to answer those questions at the end there. So thanks so much, Aynsley.
No, thank you for inviting me, and thank you for everyone for attending. I really appreciate that. Thank you.